Come along as we fix up this old camper van that we bought. We are completely new to this, we don't have any experience, but we are super excited to give this camper van a complete makeover. There is a lot to do and the renovation takes about a month of full-time work, so watch patiently till the end to see all the final results of this camper van makeover. We are so excited to kickstart this journey, but first things first. We need to prepare some stuff before we can dive into the big work. We start by taping newspapers and nylon everywhere to prevent the entire camper from getting messy in no time. Once it's safe to start working, we begin by using sandpaper on the wood to prepare all the surfaces that we want to paint. This was actually pretty hard to do, and after a full day of sandpapering everything, we can finally start the fun part: painting. First, we used a primer layer to ensure that the paint will stick well to the surfaces. Then we had to decide which color we want to paint it, and we chose for a very nice color white as the basis for the camper.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Once the primer layer is dried, it's time to apply the first layer of this white color. This actually takes way longer than expected and it's not easy to do. When the paint was all dry, we found out that it needs another layer, and there we go again, painting for another full day. Now it really took longer than expected and everything is just plain white. And we even started to worry a little bit, but we also remind ourselves that we should trust the process.
Oh man, everything is white.
Now we are ready to cover the white paint with tape and remove all the details that we want to paint black. We chose a modern design with white as the base color and with black details, such as the window and the door frames, the door buttons, the fridge frame, hangers and our little stairs for the bed and lamps. We painted all the details black, but the black paint took a bit longer to dry. Luckily it was dry outside the next day, so we could fix one of our roof windows. Our roof vent of the bathroom was broken. It was basically just covered with some tape, so when it rains it would be leaking inside. We bought a new top for this and screwed the top to the vent with some rubber strips to make sure to completely cover it so no rain or cold could come through.
Okay, you good? Okay, I'm gonna close it.
Then finally all the paint was dry and it was finally time to remove the tape. This was so satisfying and we were finally able to see the results of all the hard work of painting. Nice.
Really nice.
But what about this? Maybe. The next day also all the small black details were dry and we could put them back into place. The painting really took way more effort than we thought it would be, but it already made the whole camper look so much better. Then we could move on to the next thing on the list, the carpet. We vacuum cleaned the entire floor and removed the carpet. It was still the original carpet of the camper, which comes in puzzle pieces, and it was fully glued to the ground. It was a bit of a hassle to remove everything, but we managed to get it all out. We took all the measurements and ordered a new black carpet, which suited really well with the new design. Once the new carpet arrived, we cut it into one big piece for the floor and an additional piece for the storage. The black carpet looks so much better, but we had to cut all the edges to make it fit perfectly.
Baby.
We also added a piece below our couch, which we use as our big storage. It's a great place for our tools, the vacuum cleaner and other big stuff.
I do this all day, every day.
This is my toy boy, ladies and gentlemen.
This is the third week.
This is how it works. If you don't have that much money, but you still want to have a toy boy, it's possible. In the next video, I'll explain you
How to have a toy boy for free. How to have a cheap toy boy. That's a good deal.
I know, right? So the next video is called 10 tips for a cheap toy boy.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the link in the description.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, thumbs up. We also bought a thinner carpet to cover the side of the couch. And once we measured and cut this piece to the right size, it was time to make the holes for the central heating parts. Our camper is equipped with central heating, so it can get super cozy and warm in winter. We glued the carpet to the sides and put back the heater frames. That was really enough again for today. We were so tired after working every day for 10 to 12 hours, but we are already so happy with how our camper starts to look. The next day we woke up fresh to start with the next thing on the list, the front carpet. This was the last carpet that still needs to be done because the current carpet looks so old-fashioned and rusty. We uninstalled the ventilation and removed the old carpet. We really wanted to change it into something new and cute, so we used the same thin carpet as the one we used for the side of the couch to make it all match. We put the old carpet on top to use the right measurements, and this was also so satisfying, especially when we put the new carpet on top and it really looked so nice. We installed everything back again, vacuum cleaned the place, and this was another job done. Then it was time for the next thing on the list, the sound system. For some reason the sound system didn't work, so we had to take a look at it to see where the problem was. It turned out that the speaker cables were disconnected, but since we love music, it is very necessary for us to get this issue solved so we can enjoy the music on the road. Michael managed to get the job done, and we were so happy it finally worked. Once you start renovating, you always come across 100 other things that can also be changed, and that's definitely what also happened to us. We also figured out that something was wrong with the water tap in the shower, as it was not functioning properly when using the hot water. It was so hard to find a replacement, and we had to find and order a new one. We also noticed that some of the curtain hooks were broken and needed fixing. This curtain system is very old and we also struggled to find the right hooks. In the end, we luckily found a company from the UK who was able to deliver what we needed so we could place our order. The package got stuck somewhere and it took really forever to arrive. We also wanted to order some more stuff to make the camper look more cozy, such as cute pillows, a new lighting system with LED lights, blankets, soap dispensers and some practical stuff like cables and a rack for the dishes. Michael also had a great idea to invent a new garbage system where we can slide the bin in and outside the cupboard, because we didn't really have a proper garbage bin and we don't like to smell garbage. It's a really cool idea and I hope it will work out too. We moved on to the next thing on the list, which was the toilet light. Our previous light was very yellow and gave an old-fashioned look. We decided to change it for white lamps and that worked out really well. It is much brighter and it kind of feels like a day in the toilet. It was also really needed because we don't have a window in the bathroom, so when you're showering it's important to have some good light too. Now it's also time to install the new light for our living room. This was our previous light system and we're going to change it into LED strips. LED light is not only cheap and saves more electricity, but it also looks super cute and we will be able to change the color and dim the light in the evening. This was a little test and this is how it will look like once we install it. It actually looks so cute and I'm looking forward to see the final result. In the meantime, we also start to work on some other details, such as these pillows. We got them from IKEA and it's so satisfying to put these velvet covers on. They feel super soft and I'm 100% sure we are going to use them a lot, especially when we are getting cozy in the evening and watch a movie on the couch. This is, by the way, not only a couch, but it's a sleeping couch. You can easily transform the couch into a bed, so we actually have a lot of space when it's movie time. We also learned after doing some research that it's much needed to make use of anti-slip mats, because when you are driving, everything needs to be stable in the camper van. So it's important to put these mats into all cupboards to make sure the cups, glasses, pots and pans and all other stuff that we carry is not going anywhere while we're driving. The next thing on the list, the insect screen window. Since we are going to be in hot places, we will love to open our big roof window. And we definitely don't want to have flies, mosquitoes or other uninvited insects inside. Since there was nothing to prevent insects from coming in, we have to create something for it ourselves. It took quite a lot of research to figure out the best options, but eventually we chose for a window screen net that we can customize ourselves with the right measurements, and it worked with a magnet system. It's pretty simple to install it and it works great. This is definitely a light and simple solution. Now we are moving over to the kitchen. Starting with the extractor hood. This really looks so dirty and we are sure this has never been cleaned before. We cleaned the whole ventilator and while we're getting the system out, we find a random cable that we have no idea where it's coming from or going to. We chose to get rid of it since we don't know what it's for, but if you have any idea, please let us know in the comments below. The next day we were surprised by another delivery from IKEA. It came actually earlier than expected and we were so happy. The bins that we ordered arrived and I really like how they look. It will look so much better to have the bins inside a cupboard like home, and I'm sure Michael will create something amazing for these bins. We are also continuing with the next thing on the list, which is installing the light in the kitchen and finishing the light in the living room. It's a bit tricky to figure out the best way to put it, since we are limited with our electricity points in the camper. At the end, we were super happy with the final result, and look how nice it all looks. Now Michael can finally start with his invention of the garbage bin system. The space in the camper is very limited, so we really wanted to have a smart solution for this. This is how the two bins supposed to go inside the cupboard, so we can close it and we don't have a visible bin. Michael had it all planned and it was time for him to execute the idea. He started by making holes in the bins, and this is how both bins are going to be connected together. Then he installed the racks inside the cupboard where he could later on connect the bins to. It was a bit tricky with limited space, but he managed to get it done. It looks very cute and is a super smart solution, and we really cannot wait to finish the renovation now to see how it all looks like. The next thing on the list are the curtains. We went to a fabric store to find the best fabric for these curtains. It's important that we choose a fabric which will black out the sun so we can make it dark inside, but also which is a light material. We found the perfect fabric for it in a dark greyish color that fits perfectly by the rest of the new design. One of our friends is amazing with a sewing machine and she wanted to help us out. We measured all the old curtains and gave her the fabric and measurements, hoping that it's going to look nice. She did a great job and the curtains fit perfectly. Then it was up to us to install the new curtains, but we ran into a problem since the package from the UK still didn't arrive. It took already about 2 weeks and we were running out of time. We were really almost done, but just couldn't do anything else than wait for the package to arrive. Once we finally received the hooks and shower tap, we were able to hang all the curtains back. Each window is now covered and we can have a full dark home when we are sleeping. There was, however, a next big thing waiting for us: the electricity. This is really a painful job because we have no clue what is going on here. We found cables everywhere and the batteries were not charging as they supposed to. We did some research ourselves and made some calls to several specialists to try and understand what is going on here. It's really a big mess and we don't understand which cable is used for what or how it's even organized. This took another full day of work just to figure out what was wrong, and it turned out that we had multiple fuses burned. Now we have to replace them in order to make it function again. Michael organized all cables again by figuring out each and one single cable and marked them. This was actually a very hard job to do, but it's so satisfying to see how the cables look at the end. All the things life could bring. Then it was time to move to the shower. Since we just received the shower tap, we can finally replace it. It was so hard to find a fitting one because the shower tap from a camper is something different. It has an electricity cable, and when you open the tap, these cables are connected to the pump inside the water tank that turns on the pump and pumps the water through the pipes. Anyway, the current shower tap was broken and it was mixing the cold water and hot water automatically. There was also a leak in one of the tubes, so we have to uninstall the entire shower and fix it. This truly is a nerve-wracking job that takes a few hours, but we really want to make sure that we don't have a leak anymore inside or behind the shower. The new tap is finally installed, and after doing some tests, we are now sure that nothing is leaking anymore. We can put the shower back and apply silicone all around its frame to make sure no more water leaks inside or behind the shower in the wood. Because if this happens again, this could really cause big problems. We are finally almost done, but we only have one last thing to do. Now it's just super important that everything gets cleaned up and ready for us to drive. This final cleaning took another 3 days, but we are so happy with the final result and how the camper turned out. With the LED light, we can make the entire camper into the mood that we want, and at night we can close all curtains for a good night of sleep in the nature. I really love the modern design. It looks super cozy and we really thought of everything. I'm also super happy with the sound system because we will make a lot of kilometers with our camper. It just looks like a new and modern design and it's really perfect. We are super happy with it, but I'm also curious what you guys think. Do you like it, or would you have done something differently? We are super curious about your opinion and would appreciate it a lot if you could share your thoughts in the comment section below. Now it's really time for us to leave and finally go on this adventure that we could only dream of. If you would like to see us on this adventure, don't forget to subscribe to stay updated. Thank you so much if you made it until the end. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. We love you all and see you in the next video.